Hey guys, AngryMonkey here with another Retro Game Treasure unboxing video. For those who are new to the channel and you're wondering what is Retro Game Treasure, it is a treasure of retro games. That was a really stupid joke. They send you 3 to 5 games to your house every month to add to your personal collection. This is not a rental service, you get to keep these games. And these games come on a wide variety of different consoles, whether you want to go old school with Atari 2600 or Intellivision. If you're big into Nintendo, you can get stuff for the NES, Super Nintendo, 64, GameCube, Wii, and Wii U, as well as the portable Game Boy, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, and Nintendo 3DS. They also have Sega options with the Sega Master System, Sega Genesis, Sega CD, Sega Dreamcast, and Sega Game Gear. I did not say Saturn, that was on purpose. And don't expect Dreamcast or Sega CD options in your box. I mean, I have gotten one of each of those before, but they're a little hard to come by. They're kind of expensive, and just don't expect it. In fact, I've seen on some people's surveys that they don't even offer that option, but on mine they do because I had it checked like years ago. You can also get original Xbox 360, Xbox One, as well as PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4, as well as PSP. So a wide variety of different consoles, going all the way back to like 1977, and all the way as recently as like 2021 or 22. I mean, I've gotten Xbox games that are technically Xbox One games, but they have the Series X logo on there. It's like, oh, Xbox One and Series X. So they're recent enough to be put on the Series X. So I've gotten like pretty recent games too in my retro Game Treasure box. So how this works, go on the website, fill out a survey, and along with the survey, I definitely recommend for you to go to the wish list and the checklist features. The checklist feature is if you're somebody like me who's got like 2,000 video games on their shelf. Duplicates are a very common thing in a mystery box like this, but with the checklist, you can check all the games that you already have and you won't get duplicates in your box, but you got to make sure you check off all versions of said game. Star Wars Battlefront on PS2, for example, it had both the Black Label standard version as well as a Red Label greatest hits. And RGT has it set up where those are classified as two separate games because they're two different versions of the same game. And I have the Red Label greatest hits, which for me is fine. I understand people out there don't like Red Label greatest hits because they like the consistency of just all standard games, whatever. But for this, check that you have both versions because you don't want to get a duplicate game in your box. You don't want, I already got this game. I mean, it's like a different version, but I already got this game. You don't want that. I've had that happen in more boxes than it hasn't happened. I also recommend hopping on over to the original Xbox as well. Check it off on there, unless you want it for that console. Because, I mean, some people out there might want a full Xbox catalog and a full PS2 catalog, whatever that is for your personal collection. For me, I've got it on PS2. I'm happy with it on PS2, and I don't need two versions on PS2 plus a version on Xbox, unless you want it on both consoles for a particular reason. I mean, I kind of want to get Soul Calibur 2 on original Xbox and PS2. I've got it on GameCube already because they have an exclusive character in all those games. Soul Calibur 4 is another example with Darth Vader being in the PS3 version and Yoda being in the 360 version. So I kind of want both versions just because of that. So yeah, there's obviously examples on why I might want. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going off the rails here. Yeah. Check that you have all versions of that game unless you want to get a duplicate game, which you probably don't want. There's also a wish list feature that you can check all the games that you do want. Not saying that you're going to get those games because, like, I've got Earthbound on my list. I'm not getting a $300 or whatever that price is now in my $40 subscription box. Sure, go ahead and say that you want it. I've got it on my wish list. But it's a good way if you just got a Super Nintendo and you want Mario World or Sonic 1 on Genesis, something like that. The common games that you're like, hey, it'd be really cool to get this game. That's a realistic option. You could get that in your box. I'm pretty consistent on getting at least one wishlist item per box. There's been times where I've gotten like 2 wishlist items in a single box, which is pretty cool. Anyway, fill those out, and obviously the survey is the most important thing. because this is how they build a custom box for you. Even if you and Jim Bob have the same taste in video games, that does not mean that you and Jim Bob are getting the same box, because that's just not how this works. Go on the website and fill out the survey, and the most important thing is the genres. Fill out the genres of games that you like to play, and obviously don't check what you don't like. So you can check off that you like getting platformers or RPGs or shooters or horror games, whatever it is. Check what you like, don't check what you don't like, and the important thing with that is don't check sports games, and you won't get sports games in your box, because a lot of us don't like sports games. I mean, there's a handful of sports games that are actually pretty cool, but for the most part, I don't care about sports games, like, at all. So, obviously, I don't have that selected on mine. I'm terrible at strategy games, so I don't have a lot of strategy games in my collection. I don't go out and buy a lot of strategy games, just because I probably am not going to enjoy it, because I have no idea what I'm doing, and I know I'm going to die in 5 minutes, because I'm just going to get destroyed by my enemies. There are exceptions, of course. Along with that, there's another, like, subcategory, sub-theme, or whatever. If you like getting anime-based games, or Pokemon-type games, Disney games, NASCAR, skateboarding, wrestling. So there's kind of like a sub-genre, or subcategory, or whatever. So you can check there to get an even more specific idea of what you want in your box. There's also the ability to get import games, or let's just say you have a Nintendo Super Scope, or the Zapper, or the mouse. You like getting kids games or rated M games, whatever that is. It's just a really cool way to customize this box even more than even just the genres and consoles. So, yeah, let's see what we got. And as always, I had the box facing that way, so that way when I pull out the first game, I don't get spoilers of what the next game is. Alright, first up, as always, we got the most important thing in our box, which is the Air Defender lights from DiscountAirPillows.com, where pillows are inflated, not prices. These guys are all hefty boys doing their job of making sure that all of our games are safe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are our heroes. Alright, so feeling the games, I got 4 games. First up is a Game Boy game, original Game Boy, as well as 2 games that are probably... Oh, no, okay. So, I thought they were both going to be PS4, but one of them definitely feels like an Xbox One game, because I feel the Xbox thing on the top, the case. And a 4th game, which is the full length of the box, which tells me it's a 360 game. Obviously, it could be whatever, because, I mean, it could be GameCube, it could be Wii, could be Wii U, could be PS2, but based on how they send me my boxes, I typically get an Xbox One game, I typically get a PS4 game, I typically get a 360 game, and the 4th game could be a Game Boy, could be Atari, could be NES, whatever it is. Anyway, it's a Game Boy in this one. So, let's pull that one out. First, we got Asteroids, a classic game for, well, I was going to say Atari, but a classic arcade game. Is it going to be the arcade port? Is it going to be the Atari port? I don't know. Knowing this is probably going to be the arcade version of the game, but oh, and since it's a black game like this, this is probably technically a Game Boy Color game, but can be played on the original Game Boy. I mean, it's Asteroids. Like, it's a very simple game. And by simple, I mean, I can't beat it, obviously, because I'm terrible at video games, but you know what I mean. It's a simple game. It's not a complex, a lot. I'm moving on. Alright, next up is the PS4 game, which is... I was wrong. PS3. This is like... When was the last time they sent me a PS3 game in RetroGameTreasure? It's probably been like... I mean, I've had this since 2019, and outside of my very first box, which I recorded in 2019, I didn't do unboxings for the next year. So whatever I got between, what, June of 2019 to like April of 2020 or May of 2020, I don't know or remember what I got in my boxes, but I don't think I've gotten a PS3 game in a RGT box in like the last ever, possibly. The case feels like it has a little bit of water damage, but or the not the case, the manual, either that or it's just really crumpled up. But disc looks good. I don't think I have this, but it feels like a game that I probably do. Okay, well, I looked on my shelf and I don't have it. I must have been thinking of either like Marvel vs. Capcom or Street Fighter vs. Tekken, one of those. But yeah, I don't have Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe, so that's really exciting. So yeah, Batman, Superman versus Sub-Zero and Scorpion and all that. It's pretty cool. That's probably a wishlist item and probably could be my pick of the box as well. Alright, up next is an Xbox One game. And that is Strange Brigade. Never heard of this. 2018. Blast your way through a thrilling campaign set in 1930s Egypt, full of terrifying traps, malevolent monsters, and puzzling predicaments. Okay, sounds pretty cool. Obviously, we got some gameplay up there to show what it is. Yeah, very exciting. And the last game, I gotta flip the box upside down and pull it out because there was something sticky on there, keeping it stuck to the bottom of the box. That's cool. Alright. So, I didn't see what it was, but I pulled it out of the box. So, 3, 2, 1, let's look at it together. I already counted down and then said let's see it together. Anyway, we got Lego Batman. Okay. Do I have this? No, I do. RGT sent it to me because it was with Pure, so it's like technically a different game. But, that's a shame. Good game though. Lego games, Lego Batman, Lego Star Wars, all that stuff. These are all great games. Yeah. This is a duplicate. Well, okay. It usually happens. Funny that we got two games that have Batman on there, though. Anyway, you can pause the video or just follow the link in the description below. This is talking about the Boss Chest giveaway, and the Boss Chest giveaway, as the name implies, is a really big Boss Chest size giveaway, which usually is a game console, or at least it used to be that way. When I first signed up for RGT back in 2019, the Boss Chest giveaway item was a Sega Master System, which at that time I didn't have one, so I thought, oh, that'd be really cool to win a Master System and then get games for my Master System through RGT, but obviously I didn't win, and I've got one now, so whatever. But I remember a PS1 being a Boss Chest giveaway item. I remember Sega Genesis at one point being a Boss Chest giveaway item. I don't know how frequently they do those, if it's every month or once a year or whatever it is. But yeah, you can enter the Boss Chest giveaway, take a picture of your box, and post it on social media, like either tag them or whatever. I mean, it has instructions right here. Yeah, you're entered and you might win like a game console or something, which would be really cool, especially since we have a service that sends you retro games. Like I said, let's just say it's a PS1 and you win a PS1, and then you're like, cool, I can get PS1 games through RGT now, and get some cool games for your new console. Alright, well that does it for this section, but don't click off the video yet because I've got some really cool video game pickups as always. So let's move on to that section. Okay, pickup time. And over July 4th weekend, they had a buy two get one sale at GameStop, and your boy got to check out GameStop from time to time to see what kind of good deals they have, and sure enough, I got some good deals. I'm going to start off strong with Metroid Prime Remastered. So this is obviously a remake of Metroid Prime that was on the GameCube all the way back in 2002, I think. Yeah, this version, well, I don't know exactly when it came out, but it came out obviously in the last couple years. Oh, that's nice. I like that. Whereas I think that is more of the standard GameCube artwork. So I never really got that far into the original Metroid Prime 1. I remember playing the demo for it, and I'm like, oh, this game's really cool, and I bought it. And I think I got lost because I was like, well, okay, it came out in 2002. I probably didn't get it till probably like 04 or something, 05. But anyway, I got just really confused and lost. And it's kind of ironic when I saw the commercial for Metroid Fusion come out for Game Boy Advance, and I'm like, that's not a real Metroid game. Real Metroid games are in 3D, not this 2D thing. Not realizing that's how Metroid started. And Super Metroid is like one of my favorite Super Nintendo games, so yeah, I've changed a lot since I was like 12 or 10 or however old I was when that game came out. Anyway, I got that. I hear this game is really good. This is the director's cut on PS5. I don't know anything about this game though. Like, it's sci-fi, and I know it's got Norman Reedus, which is best known for like Walking Dead. That's all I really know about the game, though. I mean, like, even showing off a little bit of gameplay up there can only show you so much without spoilers, because it seems to be a very story-driven game, and so I only looked up the first few minutes of gameplay after, like, a lot of cutscenes I had to skip over to, like, alright, let's just get to some gameplay so I can show what kind of game it is. I try to do that on all my pickup sections, is to show kind of the beginning of the game to avoid spoilers, but I also don't want cutscenes to be the entire thing that you see. I want some actual gameplay footage. So that was actually really hard to find on that one. Then again, there's a lot of PlayStation games that are like that, where it's like cutscene, then like 10 seconds of gameplay, then like 5 minutes of cutscene, and then 10 minutes of gameplay. Anyway, this was an interesting case here with Silent Hill F. I've had this in my hand countless times. What's the difference here? Oh, wait, no. This is like the standard front copy, and I got the Day 1 edition, which has a different case. So, I've had that in my hand so many times. I know one time I brought it up, he couldn't find the disc, so obviously I couldn't buy it. Another time I had it in my hand, and they're like, so I know that the thing says it's $40, but it's actually like $60, and I thought, okay, well, I'll just wait for it. And then there was another time where it was like $45, and I'm like, oh, cool, last time I was in here, it was like $60. And he's like, sorry, the price went back up to $60. For some reason, this specific game fluctuates like week to week. So I thought, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to get it until it actually is like 40 or 45 or whatever. And I finally was able to get it for like that $40 or $45 mark. So that was dumb. Something about this specific game fluctuates like week to week, so you don't know what the price is actually going to be on it. And this is GameStop. I understand that they're starting this like Walmart and stuff, which is really annoying too. Like, prices on the game or the prices on the shelf should be what you're paying for it, but they're like, no, we're going to do some weird computer-based thing, so you don't know how much it is until you actually go to buy it, and well, I do that, and if I find I'm getting ripped off, I'm going to return it, because that's what I did at Walmart with an anime once, where it was supposed to be $30 or whatever, ended up being like 50, and I thought, all right, well, you guys lied to me, so I'm going to go over to customer service and return it. Buy it on Amazon for $35. Anyway, I bought these 3 games. I asked the guy about another game, and he says, oh, we don't have it, but another location about 15 minutes from here does have it. So I thought, okay, well, I'm going to put a bunch of games back that I was going to buy, because I'm going to be going to a different GameStop where they're going to have this game I'm looking for. And then I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I see an amiibo that I pre-ordered, and I never got a phone call for it, and you guys have it, so that's mine. And he's like, oh, it is. Was the DDD Kirby Air Riders amiibo. Dude, this thing is like heavy. And just like all the other ones, you can pop them off, stick them on another one, but this just makes the most sense for DDD. But the interesting thing with this, and I'm confused on why, is you can take these off. None of the others really have some customization like that, so I guess it's just so that way it can rest like evenly on the reader, but the reader's on the Joy-Con, so you just like put on the Joy-Con and there you go. So I don't know why those pop off unless there's going to be some extra customization that you can do with the toys in the future. I don't know. Anyway, I got that, and then he's like, oh yeah, you also pre-ordered Adventures of Elliot on PS5. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot that I did that. So I thought, sure, go ahead and throw that into my load here. So what was going to be like $90 because Metroid was free ended up being like $200 because of this and this. This guy was expensive, and obviously a $60 game is also expensive. Yeah. And I still had another GameStop to go to. I went over there because this game was recently taken off of the Nintendo eShop. So the only way to buy this game is physical. And at the time, it was going for $25, and then my boy Bucky on Discord told me that it is now $40, or at least like last week or something it was $40, so the price is already going up on it. So I don't know when this video is going up and if it's too late or not, but guys, don't sleep on this game. It's going up in price. Yeah, this was the same day that Sony announced their January 2028 all physical games are being stopped. And then there's all this controversy with Crunchyroll where they're trying to do some stupid stuff, but plenty of other YouTubers are talking about all that stuff. So I'm going to just keep it back to my pickups. But I want to go ahead and say this game got delisted. So if you want the Cruisin' games, this is Cruisin' Blast on Switch. If you want the Cruisin' games, they've been around since at least the 64, because there's 3 of them on the 64. Just fun, classic style racing games, and there's one on Switch. Has a very 90s nostalgic feel from the little bit that I've seen. Anyway, pick that up. And again, continuing with the buy 2 get 1 deal was Snipper Clips Plus, which I didn't know this game existed. I thought that I thought this was the first Snipper Clips game, which I'm like, oh, I didn't know that this game was ever released physically. I thought it was a digital-only game. Well, this is the sequel called Snipper Clips Plus. But basically, if you enjoy Snipper Clips, well, it's more of the puzzles. So that's cool that I have a Snipper Clips game physical. I doubt I'd get the original digital. Maybe I will. If I really love this game and I want more Snipper Clips, okay, well, I'll download the first one, and then I'll have more. But right now, I'm happy with having this one physical. And I don't know which one ended up being the free one, but the last one, these were all the exact same price. I got Raging Bites on the Switch, which is really cool. Yeah, it's like a kind of an RPG. I mean, it says RPG on the back of the case. but it kind of reminded me of like a zombies ate my neighbors kind of thing. But just because it's a top-down zombie-infested world, it takes place in the 70s, so that's kind of interesting. But yeah, like your person wakes up in the hospital, and you're like, oh, what's going on? And there's like all these body bags that are moving. Turns out there are zombies in there, of course. And it sounds like an interesting game. And well, like I said, one of these ended up being free. So that is my pickups. If you saw my Anime Ohio video, I already talked about this, but since it's video game related, I'll go ahead and show them off on here. A plush Luigi's Mansion, Luigi, of course. I saw that, and I thought, that's cool. I gotta get it. Oh, yeah, and that's cool, too. But, yeah, Luigi's Mansion, that's a game I gotta play through, like, every year. I don't know why. It's just, I just adore the first Luigi's Mansion game. The third one's great, too, but not a fan of the second one being mission-based. I like the open-world exploration aesthetics of the first game. And it's also, you can beat the whole game. Like, I've beaten the whole game in like 5 hours or 6 hours or whatever. So it's like, you know what? I got an afternoon. I'll play Luigi's Mansion and beat it. Get A rank, because it's super easy to get A rank. And it's just kind of fun to replay, just because it's just a short game. And so yeah, you don't have to sink a lot of time into it. Anyway, I just adore the first Luigi's Mansion game. So when I saw this Luigi's Mansion plush, I had to get it. So, yeah, that is what I got in this month's pickup. There could be more. I'm pretty sure there will be another section, because there's a game that I pre-ordered that comes out later in the month. So we will move on to that section. Okay, we got 3 more games to show off, and this was another GameStop run. None of these are like, whoa, heavy hitters, like saving the best for last or whatever, so the order doesn't really matter on these 3 games. But the reason why I went to GameStop was because of Splatoon Raiders. Came out Thursday. I'm recording this on Friday, and I don't know when I'm uploading it, probably Saturday. But anyway, came out recently, and so I wasn't going to necessarily pre-order it. I mean, I was planning on getting it at some point, but I wasn't planning on pre-ordering it. But there was another Switch or Switch 2 game, I think it was Switch 1, that I pre-ordered. So I put the $5 towards that game, and they announced that they are canceling the physical version of the North American version of that game. And I was kind of blindsided by that. I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, so yeah, you already put $5 down. We could put that towards a different game, maybe Splatoon Raiders. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we'll do that, because I'm going to pick it up at some point anyway. So sure, let's just go ahead and put $5 toward it, so that way I already like locked it in and stuff. So anyway, yeah, Splatoon Raiders is apparently different from the other Splatoon games, which Splatoon 1, 2, and 3 is mostly a multiplayer game. I mean, there is like a single player campaign experience, at least I know there is in the first one. Right? But Splatoon Raiders is different, where it is entirely like a one-player experience. I mean, I'm sure there is still a versus mode, but like a single-player experience is kind of the primary focus of Raiders, and that's kind of what makes this one stand out and more appealing to me, because I don't play games with other people because nobody ever wants to hang out with me. Yeah, you would think that when you have a really cool like game collection, everybody's like, "Oh man, let's come over to Angry's house. We're gonna play some video games." No, it's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm busy." But no, seriously, like it's hard to get people together to hang out and play video games. So multiplayer games, as fun as they are, like can't do that. I can't do anything with a multiplayer game, unless I just want to play computers. But I don't know. But a single player experience, like, okay, I can play this. Will I? 20 years from now, probably, but, alright, let's move on. I got, like, no sleep last night, so, like, my brain's fried. Anyway, while I was at GameStop, I found this game, and, I never heard of it before, but Kemco RPG Selection, I mean, this is Volume 2, but it's got, like, 4 16-bit era games. I've never heard of any of these, but As Divine Hearts 2, Revenant Dogma, Fern's Gate, and Alvastia Chronicles. So these sound interesting, especially this one, because more than 100 companions with up to 13 party monsters. So, like, that sounds really cool right there. By the way, that's what you're seeing is gameplay for Alvastia, because, like I said, that sounded the most interesting out of the four. But, I mean, you got turn-based battles in Revenant Dogma, and support your allies or unleash powerful magic, and a tag team during battles. I mean, that's like these sound pretty cool. Like, I don't know what any of these are. I've never heard of any of these, but yeah, it sounds pretty cool to have a little collection like that. Since this is Volume 2, there's obviously a Volume 1 out there somewhere, so I'll have to pick that up too. But I guess this is kind of the highlight, because I was looking for this one for a while, because I couldn't find this game anywhere when it first came out. Was Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, which, by the way, that's the inside of that. Yeah, it's a standard Yoshi game. I think there is like a little bit of a puzzly element to it, which that's normal for Yoshi, because you gotta like throw the egg at the target to like drop a thing down or whatever. So it's kind of standard to have like a slight puzzle. I mean, like, it's a puzzle simple for like a 5-year-old to figure out, so it's not like super complicated on that. But yeah, it's a Yoshi game. You know it's gonna be good. You know it's gonna be cute. And Kaj is gonna be all over this, because like Yoshi and Kirby are like Kaj like centric games. Like, if I get a Kirby game or a Yoshi game, Kaj is like, I'm on that like right now. So yeah, hopefully soon me and Kaj can play this together. I think that'd be really fun. So that is what I got during the month of June. Some pretty cool stuff I'm excited to show off with you guys, and hopefully one of these days soon we can play some of these on the channel. Who knows when, but hopefully soon. I still got plenty of Tomodachi Life coming to the channel. I just haven't uploaded in a few days, just because I've been busy. But I've got like 30 more episodes, maybe even more than 30 actually. Like, I've recorded a lot of Tomodachi Life. But yeah, so I mean there's plenty of that coming to the channel. But yeah, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell so you're notified for when another video comes out, whether that is more Tomodachi Life, or if me and Kaj do start Yoshi, or one of the other games I mentioned. That way you guys should subscribe for when that happens. I also have a Facebook page. There I post these videos on Facebook. Nobody interacts with me on there, but you could be the first to ever interact with me on a Facebook post where I basically just announced, hey, I uploaded a video. So you're scrolling through Facebook, then you see, oh, Angry uploaded another video of whatever, cool. So you can jump from Facebook to YouTube and see whatever I'm up to in whatever video I uploaded. I also have an Instagram that I forget I have until I advertise it. I haven't posted anything on there in like a year and a half or something. But I've got a lot of really cool video game stuff that I could show off when I remember to do it. So follow me on there anyway. And most importantly is the Discord server, where we talk about video games and anime, of course, and we post memes, talk about nostalgia. A lot of fun stuff on there, and all you gotta do is just say, hey, I want to join your Discord, and I'll send you an invite. It is free. And we'd love to have you join our community of nerds, where we have fun, hang out, nerd out, and talk about all that I mentioned and more. Alright, that's all I have to say. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.